sponsors of today's program that are listed on the agenda on your table. And I ask that the representatives from those companies please stand and be recognized after their company is named and described. Our first sponsor this morning is Dave Holt Ford. Hudson has been fortunate to have a Ford dealership in the Hudson community since the early 1900s. Dave Holt, owner of Dave Holt Ford Mercury since 1974, finds it hard to believe that it's been 10 years since he's moved his dealership from downtown to the Hill area. One of the biggest changes in his business has been the advances in technology. In-house computer in sales, service and part department, as well as the body shop and office now enhance efficiency and provide data on a timely basis. Holt points out that in the past 10 years, Ford has reemerged with the largest selling product line. Taurus, Explorer, F-Series, Ranger are among 5 of the 10 best-selling vehicles in America. Would the representatives from Dave Holt Ford Mercury please stand and be recognized? How's that chamber vehicle coming, Dave? You know, that's been on the assembly line for about a year. Takes a long time to get a good car, I guess, huh? Well, I appreciate you pointing that out, Dave. I couldn't agree with you more. Our second sponsor this morning is Norlake. Norlake proudly celebrates 50 years in the commercial refrigeration industry for the food service and scientific markets. Founded in Hudson by Harry and Marie Blakeman, Norlake remains a family-owned business. Norlake has built its reputation by providing quality products, reliable service, and by being responsive to the needs of their industry. Would the representatives from Norlake please stand and be recognized? Our final sponsor this morning is Woven Hearts Assisted Living of River Falls. Woven Hearts is an assisted living residence for the elderly located at 902 South Wasson Lane in River Falls. Woven Hearts provides 3 meals a day, snacks, personal care assistance, monitoring of medications, housekeeping and laundry duties, and life enrichment activities. They have a nurse on staff and provide round-the-clock care for all of their residents. For more information, please call them at 715-426-0151 or stop by for a visit. Would the representatives from Woven Hearts Assisted Living of River Falls please stand and be recognized? You too could be a sponsor of one of our upcoming programs, and I'm certain you all are anxious to do that, so please see me following today's program. Each month we provide an opportunity for new members to introduce themselves and their company, and this is also a time for public officials or any other guests here today. And I know we have a couple new members. And where'd he go? Right here. Please stand up and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your company.
Good morning. My name is John Northway. I represent Polk Burnett Electric Cooperative, division of Polk Burnett. That's Polk Burnett Security Services. We have a new office here in Hudson in the Indian Head Glass Building. Our company provides residential and commercial alarm systems for commercial applications, industrial, closed circuit TV, things like that.
Great. Welcome, John. Thank you. Any other new members today? Okay, thank you. There are a couple of upcoming events I want to make you aware of that are listed on your agenda. National Tourism Week will be celebrated May 4th through the 10th. And in celebration of that, we have put together this bright colored flyer, which gives you a minimum of 50 things to do in Hudson. So I encourage you to check this list out. And Mike, I'm certain you're going to want to try each one of these, are you not?
Absolutely.
You've probably already done several of them yourself.
I'm thinking about leaving now to try.
Well, if you could just wait a little bit longer, that would be great.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah, how much was this fee again? Anyway, I encourage you to check this out because you'd be surprised there are a number of things on here that maybe you have not tried and have experienced in Hudson. The next business spotlight is June 18th. There's a sign-up board as you walk out. We have a couple spots open for some of the booths, and this is an excellent way for you to showcase your business. So I encourage you to sign up for that on June 18th. Also, we have something new on your table. We have referral cards. And if you could find one of those, we ask you to fill this out with a company that you think should be a member of the Chamber. As in your business, referrals are very important for the Chamber to expand its membership. And if you know of someone that's not a current member or someone that you think is not, please fill that out. And I encourage you to put your name on there too so we can contact you. At this time, please join me in welcoming Jim Cutterly, Chair of the Chamber Board of Directors, to give us an update on the Chamber's priority goals.
We've got a pool going to see who's the first speaker that trips on these cords up here. Mary insisted that I review how we're doing so far this quarter. Figured it was a good opportunity. So we're doing pretty good. Any questions? Seriously, with Mary Claire's help, and again, I've said it many times, but she's been an excellent find for our Chamber of Commerce. Mike just shared that comment. He's familiar with her from St. Paul. And we had a number of priority goals that we set. Those of you that were at our Chamber banquet in January have already heard me talk about them, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But among other things, we talked about being prepared to present your views at City Hall. Along those lines, we have given you the opportunity as business people to present your views on the ever-continuing debate on parking meters downtown. We've also, again, with Mary Claire's help, developed a very good relationship with City Hall, and we're working very closely with City Hall and your local representatives to present your interests and your viewpoints as they relate to your businesses. Tourism as a priority goal has been very important to us this year. We're working on a billboard on I-94 inviting visitors to Hudson. We're reviewing our current signage system, and we're making plans now for the 150th birthday of Hudson that is coming in 1998. In fact, we're looking for volunteers now. If anybody's interested in working on that, those plans are underway right now. I'm not going to take too much time because we've got a great speaker this morning. Many of you had the opportunity to hear him a year ago speak at a Rotary function. And I'm going to take the opportunity to give a little plug because Mike Veeck, as the president of the St. Paul Saints, has brought a lot of good things to the metro area that we are a part of. In fact, we had a whole busload of people from our store that went to a Saints game last summer. And not only was it a great success, but our people have said that they want to do it again this year and make it an annual thing. And in fact, we'll probably have a bigger turnout. And I talked to Mike earlier. We're having a bratwurst sale next week. So if the pig isn't going to be used this year to bring out the baseballs, we might have a shortage of pork this year. So might be contacting you later on. So anyway, that's briefly what we're trying to do as a chamber. We're trying to take our chamber to the next level. We've grown immensely in the 8 or 9 years since I've been in Hudson. And with Mary Claire's help and you as members and our board of directors, we look for greater and better things in the future. So if you have any questions, see me afterwards because I'm not going to take them now. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Mary Claire.
Thanks, Jim, for your comments and your leadership. One of the many benefits of attending Good Morning Hudson is the opportunity to network with those around you. And so I'm going to ask you to take out 5 business cards and exchange with those around you. And if you have not put your business card in for the drawings, Mike has brought some St. Paul Saints merchandise, and we're not exactly sure what else he brought. But be sure you get your business card in there, and I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Business cards that you didn't have before. John, you raise your hand very slowly.
I like doing the cards to people so they can hand them out and I'll pay you that dollar later.
Thank you. So if you need more cards printed, just call John. That's after you call me, so I get my commission. Before I introduce our featured speaker, I'd like to call upon Kelly Dunn, who's going to give us a 2-minute What's Hot in the Community about the new soccer field. Please join me in welcoming Kelly Dunn.
Well, if you look at your list here, number 18, it says, attend a Field of Dreams soccer game. And it's one of the things that I'm excited about. For Hudson, it's a great opportunity. It definitely will be the premier soccer facility in western Wisconsin and eastern metro area. We're going to be having a community grand opening on May 17th. So in the morning, you can go to the public safety program that I think ends at noon, and then afterwards head over to the Field of Dreams, which is east on County Road UU in the town of Hudson, in between kind of the Middle School Road or Carmichael Road and the exit number 4. And so hopefully a lot of you know where it is. We're going to have a clinic actually put on by the Minnesota Thunder. At about 1 o'clock, there'll be the public ceremonial first kick. We'll have kind of a victory lap where we're going to have probably about 200 or 300 kids do kind of the victory lap to celebrate the grand opening of our 11 new soccer fields. So I encourage all of you to come, and it should be a good time, and cross your fingers for good weather. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kelly. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker for this morning, Mike Veeck. Mike Veeck, currently president of the Charleston RiverDogs, Fort Myers Miracle, and the St. Paul Saints, and chairman of the board of the Butte Copper Kings, is the third generation of Veecks having fun at the ballpark. Bill Veeck, Mike's father, made a name for himself in the baseball world, first by owning and operating the minor league Milwaukee Brewers in the early 1940s. Later, Bill moved to the major leagues and ran the St. Louis Browns, the Cleveland Indians, and on 2 separate occasions, the Chicago White Sox. Mike started his baseball career in December of 1975. He worked for the White Sox from 1975 to 1980 as assistant business manager and director of marketing. He then left baseball for a decade, working at 2 different marketing and advertising firms, and later owned his own advertising firm. In 1990, Mike returned to baseball with the independent Miami Miracle of the Florida State League. The Miracle, which later moved to its current home, Fort Myers, achieved attention for Jericho the Wonder Dog and promotions like the Field of Screams. Have we done that out in St. Paul? I don't think so. Yeah, this could be coming. The baseball hierarchy thought enough of Mike's performance in 1992 that they named him winner of the Larry McPhail Award for the top minor league promoter of the year. In 1993, Veeck took on the added role of president of the St. Paul Saints of the Independent Northern League. The Saints were a quick success the very first year, averaging nearly 5,000 people a game. In addition to the level of play, which is AA, attractions included a pig for a team mascot, Sister Rosaline, the massaging nun, and haircuts in the stands. The team has been a hit on and off the field, and in 1996, the team set the record for attendance for professional baseball in short-season teams. In addition to drawing the big crowds, Veeck and the Saints have been under the watchful eye of the national media. The team has been featured on 60 Minutes, CBS Sunday Morning, ABC World News, Worldwide of Sports, Today, and ESPN. In addition to all of that, Veeck and his minor league teams have also appeared in the New York Times, the Chicago Tribune, Sports Illustrated, just to name a few. Please join me in giving a warm Hudson, Wisconsin welcome to Mike Veeck.
Watch out for the floor.
Oh!
You can't pay for that.
Excuse me, could you put those things up on a ladder? Because I have a double chin and it looks terrible from this angle. All you're going to see is this kind of 10.5-pound chin. You don't really care, do you? You know, when you did my wedding, I was unhappy too. Isn't it scary when you have somebody come out and you see them bring prepared notes? These really aren't. I want you to know. It's, let's see now. Excuse me. When I came in, I was met by Judy Zappa, Frank's sister. So if you wouldn't mind, I thought we'd turn the lights down now and go back to a gentler time. Maybe have a slideshow and sing Kumbaya. I'm sorry, Judy. I do want to... God, I got a great job. It's so amazing that, you know, Patrick Royce is right. I am an incompetent moron. The only thing that I will tell you that is at all reverential is that I hope that you know, and this is not because Mary Claire's father's here today, which has put a tremendous amount of pressure on me. Where's your dad sitting there, Claire? In the back. Well, aren't you going to stand up, sir? I mean, we really would be honored. I'd like you to leave the room now because I'm going to say something nice about your daughter. Mary Claire called me when she decided to come over here to work with you all, and I was very unhappy. Mary Claire was one of the best things about St. Paul. She was competent, and she was a lot of fun to work with. And most importantly, in 1993, when we came to town and were met with a resounding yawn, Mary Claire was one of the few people who returned my calls. She and Sid Hartman were about the only people who really spoke to me. I would now like to pimp your sponsors also. A lot of you don't know that Dave Holt will be taking part in our opening day ceremonies. We're going to have a Ford Bronco, white, in color, drive around the warning track 7, 8, maybe 10 times, pursued by motorcycle cops to deliver the first pitch. Is that one still on the assembly line too? The last time I did one of these for Mary Claire said, please don't rip anybody. You know, sometimes you make jokes and people don't understand. And she was right. There was a guy who ran an auto body shop who sued me. That's true, isn't it, Mary Claire? Last year at this time, I struggled. I had a decision, believe it or not, to make, which doesn't happen very often in my business. I kind of just leave it up to the gods of baseball. And it was whether to sign Darryl Strawberry or not. And the decision became one, I felt, of humanity. Having had some problems and attending AA myself, I looked at Darryl Strawberry and I asked him to do two things for me. The first thing was to sign autographs for every child that came into Midway Stadium, and the second thing was to stay clean. And on July 4th, I'm happy to say that I sold Mr. Strawberry to George Steinbrenner and the Yankees for an undisclosed amount of money, and he played in the World Series. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, in a world that doesn't have storybook endings, there was a wonderful little storybook ending. I'd like to think that over the last 4 years, what the Saints are about are two things that in our society seem to be in increasingly short supply. Dad? You know, they always say the late Bill Veeck. He ain't late. He ain't going to make it today. You're horrified by that, aren't you? Right, this is even worse. I have worse news for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want to say anything, but we have kept my father along with Walt Disney at Norlake in refrigerated... You mean you just taped the first 5 minutes of this and then you leave? I was just about... And Jim, please don't buy any pork for the next couple weeks at Mr. Cutterly's Market. Because it's no small secret that Tobias, our pig, did suffer a heart attack a couple weeks ago. And the SP... Did you have this problem as a child? It's putting an awful lot of pressure. Hope, and laughter are in increasingly short supply. That's all the Saints are about. It's what baseball was meant to be. 90 years ago, when my grandfather went to work for the Cubs. Are there any Cub fans in the room? Since you are a Cub fan, sir, that makes you an expert on minor league baseball. How many Saints games have you attended? Bless you. Thank you. Did you buy your tickets or did you come with Jim? So Darryl Strawberry plays in the World Series for the New York Yankees after starting the season at Hell's Gate, after starting the season with the St. Paul Saints. Now, there are people who write all the time about this silly little club, that it's budget ball and it's not this and it's not that. They're right. It's not. All it is an invitation for 3 hours for you all to come and forget that it's kind of a serious world. Here's Morley Safer with 60 Minutes. I mean, could you imagine Morley Safer? He's like, look, O'Connell's Valley Funeral Service. Dan O'Connell, Tom O'Connell, and Mike O'Connell invite you. I don't understand. They handed all these to Jim. The amazing Karnak says Jim's not... Listen, Zentera, I got a little beef with you, too. Somebody faxed me this story Zentera wrote, and this is a terrible thing to say. Selling tickets to a minor league baseball game with a pitch not quite as good as a Vegas stand-up comic. Now, what Zentera doesn't want me to tell you is that I was in Reno 2 weeks ago where I opened and closed for Tony Orlando and Dawn. It was one of the most humiliating... Could you imagine trying to tell jokes to people with yellow ribbons all tied around their forehead? I thought it was a bunch of Vietnam veterans and I was back in that time warp. I want people to come to ball games and have fun. Is there something so wrong with that? The only thing that I know that all of us can possibly have in common is a need to laugh, is a need for a moment to come together in some sort of community and share a couple of jokes. Our children are the most important things about our future, and we cater to them. And so my pitch is real simple. If you want to see the best Major League Baseball in the country, then you go see the Twins play. And you should. And if you want to have more fun than you can come and sit in the hot tub that we're dedicating in 2 weeks to Barbara Carlson, the Barbara Carlson Memorial Hot Tub. We're going to have Arnie come out and throw out the first epithet. Isn't that terrible? Someone when I came in said, "You're the guy that does all those stupid promotions." Thank you very much. Oh, Morley Safer came back. You know, he came to cover us for 60 minutes. It's pretty unbelievable. And he said, "Why do you have a massaging nun?" I'm looking at this guy. For 30 years, he's been coming into my home on Sunday nights. I don't want to disappoint him. I'm like, "I don't know, Morley, because I have brain damage." And Morley Safer couldn't get over. What made me think about it was the O'Connell's Valley funeral service. We have a sign over the exit when you leave Midway Stadium. It says, "O'Connell's Valley Funeral Service. Drive carefully, we can wait." This year we're going to see now. I got one of those lovely letters from Mary Claire, too, saying don't go longer than 14 minutes, you know, and leave 3 minutes for question and answer since there won't be any questions. I love what I do, and I am very appreciative to all of you folks who've been to a Saints game. You have no idea what it means. This past Saturday, we put group tickets on sale, and in 5 hours, we sold out. We sold out to a silly little ball club with beer and hot dogs, the same price that they were 5 years ago when we opened. We haven't changed a price because there's a commitment that we feel to this community and to what you've done for us. And so I promise you for this, our 5th year, we're not going to do anything different. Yeah, there's going to be a riverboat over the left field wall that just washed up there in the recent flooding. And it's true, we do have a new announcing team, Jim Lucas, Gizmo the Seeing Eye Dog, and Don Wardlow, who's blind. Of course, for some of the ways we've played over the past few years, he'll make it more exciting than it actually was. We're going to make you laugh. We're doubling our commitment to make it childlike for 3 hours. That's all. That's all it is. So when they say, you know, Veeck's really stupid, what do they think? That's a flash bulletin? I'm one of 9 children because my mom and dad love baseball so much. When the DH was introduced, Mom left town. I can tell that it's an American League town, so people get it. I told it last week, and they didn't. Well. So the only other thing I have to tell you is I ran a 10K about 2 weeks ago. Are there any runners here? I love you folks. You're going to love this story. This is absolutely the truth. You know, I'm also not a runner, as you can see. I mean, you know, you don't get to weigh 200 pounds if you're out there every day running. So about 2 weeks ago, Bill Murray shows up at my door, and he goes, we're going to run a 10K. And I said, "Billy, I can't do that, man. It's 6:30 in the morning." He goes, "Come on, we got to hurry." The night before, I had a double cheeseburger from Wendy's and a chicken sandwich, an order of fries, and a couple bottles of beer. I went to bed at 11 o'clock. You know, you're not supposed to eat and then go to bed. I went to bed instantly. And the next day, ladies and gentlemen, I ran 6.2 miles. Just the day before yesterday, I stopped getting sick to my stomach. But I made it. I want you to know that in 1 hour and 14 minutes, I made it. So the next time you see one of those little cretins running alongside the road in those spandex pants, you know, trying to make you feel guilty on your way to work, run them over. Thank you very much. See a Saints game, have some laughter. My daughter today will laugh 300 times in the next 24 hours. All of us in this room will laugh 30 to 40 times. That's a disaster. That's a disaster. Make someone laugh, make someone happy, and have some fun. Fun's where it's at. See ya. Have a good one. Sorry to do this to you. Mary Claire said we're going to do the drawing now. So we're going to do this like we do in Chicago. I'm going to announce the winners first, and then we'll have the drawing. Hey, where are you going? You're killing me, Ruth. I know it's a biblical name and everything, but...
Actually, we're going to have someone come up and go into the drawing.
Oh, you are? Oh, no. No, Do you have any questions? I know you want to know where Jack Morris is. Well, here's my answer. So do I. There are no questions, Mary Claire. I can't make them ask them if they don't want to. They're afraid.
How can we get a ticket?
It's very simple, sir. You just wait for this drawing. Mary Claire has shaken me down for more tickets. Or you just call up. We're putting individual game tickets on sale on May 3rd, Saturday, in 2 weeks. And the stadium's divided into thirds. A third season ticket, a third group, and a third individual game tickets. And we're actually computerized, believe it or not, for the first year. None of them are plugged in, but we are computerized.
I'd like to comment on the proposal for the new stadium.
The new stadium issue, there are two things that, Jim, we were talking at breakfast before. I just returned from Charleston, South Carolina, where I bought a piece of a club called the RiverDogs. And the city of Charleston, for those of you who may have visited, is one of the historically most beautiful cities in the country. They built a $20 million stadium on the Ashley River. On the opening night, we drew 6,500. It seats 6,000, standing room only. Second night, we drew 4,100. The third night, we drew 3,300. And the fourth night, we drew 22 or 2,300. If you build it, at least in Charleston, they won't necessarily come. And we worked very hard promoting it. The Chicago White Sox put a gun to the head of the citizens of the South Side and all of Chicago, spent $175 million of their money, and today they're drawing 20,000 people a game. I'm very old-fashioned. 3 years ago, Norm Coleman wanted to build a stadium for the Saints. I asked people what they wanted to do as they came in. I stopped at 2,300 to 200 who opposed it. They don't want a new stadium. I think we should do what the citizens want, and I just don't think that if you build it, they will come holds true anymore. So I would beware of a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what I think. Yes, sir? Oh, that was you, Bob. Hey, I'll tell you something. I loved that sweater when the Beach Boys wore it on that first album cover.
It came from Smokey Joe's on Maxwell. The ownership offer. Some people are comparing it to the Green Bay Packers with the Twins. What's your interpretation of that? Are there valid comparisons?
I don't believe that baseball will ever allow public ownership. I think that they will give it lip service, and at the last minute they will find a way, because, quite frankly, none of us ever want to open our books, except the Veeck family, which in 1979, the Tribune Company felt that the fact that we were losing so much money was of great interest, so they printed our balance sheet on the front page of the sports section. We had a board of directors that did a lot of drinking. They left it around a saloon one night. That's really a true story. My father called me. He said, "Where were you last night?" I said, "What's it to you?" He said, "Did you leave the balance sheet around?" I just don't think public ownership will work. I'm amazed that there are lots of people saying there's no one with money that'll buy it here, which I don't know if that's really true or not.
Is Sid Hartman a believer yet?
Sid Hartman, I have to tell you, I love to rip Sid, and Sid returns the favor ninefold, but Sid had a great deal to do with the brokering of the deal with Darryl Strawberry. George Steinbrenner, who hasn't spoken to a Veeck in the last 20 years, called Sid Hartman and asked about Darryl Strawberry, and Sid said, "If I were you, George, I would sign him in a New York Minute," and Sid Hartman did that, and we really did make our peace because he brokered that deal. I didn't think to call that disc jockey at CCO who brokered the Knobloch deal. Thanks again.
Before we do the drawings,
Didn't I do a commercial?
no, I'd like to ask Brian Gromitz, the City Administrator of Hudson, to please come forward and give Mike a special award. Please join me in welcoming Brian.
Well, I can honestly say this is a hard act to follow. But on behalf of Mayor Jack Burrow, who is called away this morning, I'm present here to present to you a greetings from the city of Hudson, and I'll basically read it here. It says, "Greetings, be it hereby known that Mike Veeck, president of St. Paul Saints baseball team, has on this day been made an honorary citizen of Hudson, Wisconsin, and under this charter shall hold and enjoy a place of high esteem in the minds and hearts of the people of this city." Dated 22nd day of April, Jack D. Burrow, Mayor. Mayor. And I'd like to present that to you. And on the lighter side, we would hope that maybe you would consider being a real citizen in the future sometime, maybe, move across the river here. And also, Mayor Burrow did state that if you ever have a chance to move your team to Hudson, if you do run that option past the brain cells, please consider Hudson as a potential site, and we would give you just as much applause then as we are today.
This is the first time Bill Murray's ever been referred to as brain cell.
Thank you.
He'll like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell Norm Coleman today, if we don't get a dome over Midway Stadium, I'm moving to Hudson.
Actually, you should move to Hudson. We have some new streets we need. We could do some special assessments on your area. No?
Nice.
Okay, you want to draw the names?
Sure.
Mike,
I'll announce the winner first. Oh.
Mike brought along some merchandise, his business cards. You do this every year to me.
What am I supposed to? Oh, you mean because I didn't bring the tickets?
Yes.
I told you we're computerized, but I didn't say we knew how to work them.
Okay.
Okay, remember our deal now, right, Barry?
What was that?
Oh, this Jim Henry.
Jim Henry, come on up. You are the winner of 2 St. Paul Saints tickets.
Yeah. Jim has a very nice business card. His picture's on it, so you see. Yeah, looks like. That's Jim. Congratulations. Thank you. These tickets are good for the 1995 season. Great. We won that year, so enjoy it. Oh, sorry. Next, from the Star Observer, Don Marquardt.
Is she here? You too are the winner of 2 tickets to any game.
Now I need a date. Thank you.
Can we talk? I did?
Yes.
Oh. If I just got married a year ago, how come my daughter's 5? Guess I won't be an honorary citizen of Hudson anymore. Feel bad for my mother.
We do too.
Jennifer Noeldner?
Jennifer, come on down. Jennifer, you too won 2 tickets to any game.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks so much for coming. Could I go with you now? Well, you're standing up here ripping me under your breath. Everything I do is wrong.
It's not true.
From Alternative Living Services, Bonnie Frisk.
You too won 2 tickets because Mike didn't bring any sweatshirts or hats.
Would you rather have a sweatshirt?
No, I'd rather have a ticket.
Well, that's why I got them for you. I thought we were always did. See? God, this is really fun. It's kind of... Matt Nelson.
We don't know where you're from. That's chiropractic. 2 tickets.
Thank you very much.
Oh. Need that spine straightening. I did just go to a chiropractor. How many people have ever been to a chiropractor? There are a lot of non-believers here. I tell you, 46 years I went, I couldn't believe it. And I broke my back 4 years ago, and a month ago I couldn't move, and I went for the first time to see a chiropractor, and I swear to God, I went to work the next day. So I don't know Doc over here, and I'm really not pimping for him, but it really does work.
It probably
Of
helped you.
course, I'm Catholic. My mom just said it was a miracle.
It probably helped in your run the other day, huh?
It did help in my run.
Okay, these are for the 2 tickets.
Okay, these are
Charleston.
for 2 special tickets. This is like one of those, well, I won't say car dealer thing because, you know, it's not like that, but airfare not included, overnight stay not included, tags title extra. However, for 2 tickets to see the Charleston RiverDogs in Charleston, Cheryl Moynette from St. Croix Consulting Group.
Ooh, PhD.
Hello, doctor. It's so nice to see you. I love PhDs. Oh,
This really is.
I don't really know what to say.
You're in awe, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
These are for here, though, right?
What do you mean? It says Charleston.
He's joking. They're for here.
They're for here. Okay, great.
They can be wherever you want them. Could I just say we're friends, please, doctor? You know, I don't know any PhDs. That's all of them. You've shaken me down for as many tickets. I can't believe how many tickets you got.
How about
Well, you want me to just... How about y'all come?
Happy. How about one baseball hat?
One what?
One baseball hat.
One baseball hat?
Yeah.
$9 twill.
Does it have the adjustable back?
You want a fitted one? All right, one fitted one.
Whew.
Man. Billy Friedlander,
All right.
come on down. Oh no, I'm not giving him a fitted hat. I bet you're 7.5.
It's easy to make the measurement.
Yes, I'll write on the back.
That he gets a hat?
One hat.
I'll send you a hat, sir, I
Lovely,
promise.
Lovely, that's wonderful.
He will.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Please come again.
I hope to. Thank you all. You were just a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike, for your comments, and we really appreciate you coming over to Hudson. I appreciate you doing that for us. I do.
You always sound so insincere.
I really appreciate you coming over to Hudson. I'm sure I owe you big time now, right?
Oh, you have no idea.
Well, we will look forward to coming to the games, and I'm sure my tickets must be sitting over there by my water glass. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah.
They're in the water.
After all I do for you, Mike?
Yeah, you left me.
Yeah.
Where's my Hudson pin? I wore the other pin you get, you know, the other one.
Yes, I know.
I took it off.
Thank you. Now, after you're all done speaking, after the camera picked it up for an hour. Anyway, we do wish you continued success. The next Good Morning Hudson will be held on June 10th. And thank you again to all of our sponsors this morning and to our featured speaker, Mike Veeck. Thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing you at the June program.